Have you ever found yourself here? Line after line, redraw after redraw. You can't manage to get the damn drawing right. And when it finally seems good enough, you post it and then realize, I drew the eye wrong. And the dread seeps in through your chest and you stew in the juices of your failure. I'm here to let you know that's gross and loser mentality. It's okay because I have the solution to your problems. Delusion. Can't draw hands? Yes, you can. But Saba, I really can't draw hands. I said yes, you can. Throw out doubt and embrace unadulterated passion. I'm Saba, black sheep, have you any soul? No sir, no sir. But I will explain how I went from this, ew, nasty, to this, yay! But before we get started, commit arson on the like and subscribe button, take a gander at the Etsy shop for cool shirt designs, or join the 17+ Discord to meet a bunch of cool artists. But without further incessant yapping, let me show you the beauty of artistic delusion. Many of us artists struggle with confidence. I do understand that aspect, and I'd like to point out the fatal flaw it often projects on our art. Being an art kid in school, many of us were publicly ostracized and bullied for the often nerdy interests such as anime, comics, games, etc., which made it quite difficult to explore art with reckless abandon due to the judgment leaning over our shoulders. Which is the very thing that holds so many artists back, how you are perceiving your work and the ethics around it. Many artists stick with what they know, as when they have tried new things, it was often met with criticism and a judging eye. What are you drawing? Oh, it's from my favorite anime. Bro, look at his hand. I'm dead. I'm literally dying. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fat! These experiences pile on top of each other until the thought of doing something that you haven't been praised for can become anxiety-inducing. This causes so many to stop trying, and with the lack of new ground to explore, art quickly becomes boring and repetitive, making many draw less and less. I mean, how many times do you have to just draw a face of a pretty girl before it gets boring? The thing that allowed me to draw like this when I was 14 was my complete rejection of the criticism of my peers, as I thought, well, middle schoolers are stupid, so why would I listen to them? Overlooking that myself was a middle schooler, however, that is neither here nor there. Just 2 years prior, my art had looked like this. The mere act of valuing my perspective above theirs allowed me to be drawing like this in middle school. Now, I don't say this as a flex because I'm sure there's many artists that are just as good and or better than me when I was at that age. Everyone's on their own timeline, their own path. It's just the development of my art in a mere 2 years was quite a lot, as I rarely went a day without drawing. Artists let people into their mind, often to the point of detriment. I find the artists who greatly overestimate their skills have improved a lot farther than those who only do what they know they're good at. Now, there's a line between healthy delusion and self-awareness. You need to be your own biggest advocate and supporter. You deserve to be there for yourself. But there is a level of objectiveness needed if you intend to be really good at art. You need to divorce your worth from the quality of your work. I find that putting value in abstract traits that encourage work rather than the product itself can help with this. Putting your value in ambition, work ethic, dedication, discipline are far more helpful than putting it in your ability to create a high-quality product, as it will also extend to many aspects of your life. Once you do that, being objective about your ability becomes easier, as your mistakes are exciting new changes to learn something new and to dedicate yourself to a new branch of your craft. I am someone very confident in my work. I wouldn't trade a single one of my artistic abilities for another, no matter how good the other artist is. However, I do know when I am doing something out of my skill level. For example, I've been writing the prologue to my manga called Usurper Prince. and I was confronted with the rude awakening. By the gods, I have zero clue how to draw manga art. The lines faded into the background, the shading was confusing and lacked clarity. So what did I do? I found a bunch of references, sat down, and drew this. And I'm drawing manga characters every day for my short form content to master the art style. I'm confident in my ability to succeed in manga art, so when I realized I was woefully unprepared for the project, I got straight to work building those skills. It is important to be delusional in your ability to learn. You as an artist can literally do anything given a reference, a tutorial, and time. Dynamic pose? Fuck it, we ball. Huge background I'm terrible at? Say less. If you have an idea and you want to draw it, but realize it's out of your skill level, easy. Get some refs and get good. When I came into this drawing, I had zero clue how to draw a face at this angle. I tried my best. I had to redraw it a few times, but I kept working on it until it looked pretty good in my opinion. Is it perfect? No, but it's good enough. Do hard things. As soon as you realize your shit, brother, lock the fuck in. The battle ain't done yet. What else are you gonna do? Waste your time on off-brand Overwatch? Play One Stroke Wonder on the human flute to AI Rule 34? No, sell your soul to art. Learn to draw with one hand if you need it that bad. I am the toxic grindset mindset when it comes to art. Yes, take breaks, rest your hand, eat, drink, expand your visual library, but bro, you do not need 3-hour TikTok sesh each night. Draw or read, for fuck's sake. And the people that have the nerve to say, oh, I can't read, I don't have enough attention span. Does that not worry you? Like, you've ruined your attention span to the point where you can't sit down and read. Okay, so how about we build up that skill? How about you sit down anyway and learn to sit there? Like, why are you so placid in your own destruction? It honestly is as hard as you make it half the time. I used to really struggle reading. A lot. I have horrible dyslexia. It takes me forever to read anything. I learned to sit down and read anyway and found a way to enjoy it. And I'm not saying you have to read. I'm just saying don't allow yourself to become a mush of a human just because you attached an identity to your inability. Mind you, if art is something you want to spend your life on, you really need to dedicate quite a lot to it, and there's no way around that. Dreams are fun to feed, and you should allow yourself to believe you are capable of a lot. I noticed I greatly overestimate the value and scope of my future, thinking myself to be a hugely famous artist and writer one day. However, the more likely reality is I'll have a relatively decent following, and not to the point I'm famous, if I continue to work on what I have been working on. If you ask me, 2 years ago, I would have said I would have been much bigger than I am right now, because I greatly overestimate myself. But look at me, I'm still 30k subs more than I was 2 years ago, so though I am not what I wanted to be, I am still doing well, and that's enough for me to be proud of. Having huge goals allows me to keep working every day for something great, rather than a more quiet life I will more likely than not lead. Even when I say I'm likely not to reach the lofty goals I've set towards, I feel like I'm lying to you. I'm only saying that because it's the logical conclusion, but it is not reflective of how I feel in reality. Humbleness is everything, even if it's a performance, because a part of it will rub off on you to keep you down to earth. I'm not better than you. You're not better than me. We are equals in that. I realize a lot of people can't even begin to see the world in this manner, as it's often antithetical to the identity you are familiar with. But many underestimate the performative nature of changing your outlook. Anytime you start to think ill of your work, literally stop everything. Literally stop every thought, everything you're doing, and just say out loud, nah, I'm actually cool as fuck. I would know because I said so. I realize that sounds a tad ridiculous, but our identities are not solid and are subject to change given time and effort. This is something you can literally do by just pretending half the time. Most of what I have become and the most of the perspective I've taken on was originally performative when I was 14, and as I grew up, it became a core part of how I viewed the world. Be delusional. Change your outlook and how you process the world, because you can. It's hard, or maybe it's not. I guess it's as hard as you decide to make it. I suppose the line between reality and the possibilities can be a thin one to walk, but it isn't impossible. Allow yourself that possibility. If you desire to make this change, that is. If you like my art, consider commissioning me. You can reach out to me on Discord, Instagram, and Blue Sky, all linked in the description in the link tree. That's all I have for today, folks. You got work tomorrow, or school, or encouraging the general public to give mania a good old college try. But as always, don't dream about wheat-based byproducts.
Je m'appelle mademoiselle Noire, et qu'on va pour la voix.